In today's video, we will be answering the question as to why sticking to a workout routine just feels so impossible for many of you out there, especially when it comes to long term, because you may stick with it for 1 week, 2 weeks, or even maybe a month, but when it comes to 3 months or 6 months down the line, you may have found that you rarely even go, even though you may still have your gym membership still charging you. So today's video, we're going to cover 5 of the reasons why that may be the case and what things we can do to try and reduce this friction that may be stopping you from actually continuing with a training routine and actually seeing progress. So even though you may be someone that's probably watching this video right now and your mindset is you're going to nail all your workouts, you probably have the all or nothing mindset where your brain is that in your life, typically you nail down goals. However, the gym may not be easy for you to overcome. So for that reason, you often feel like if you can't complete it to the best of your ability, you're not going to start doing it. As I've said in other videos, it's almost better to do little and often rather than trying to be perfect and basically being very, very, very infrequent. So try and get rid of this all or nothing mindset. This isn't a battlefield. This isn't David Goggins.
Who's gonna carry the boats?
You just need to make sure that you're putting yourself in the best position to actually see success. Because those of you that have this sort of mindset probably already know that it can really backfire hard, even though it can keep you focused most times. But when it comes to certain types of tasks that may be a little bit more challenging, you may find that when you start missing one workout or one thing, it may lead to a spiral because you don't feel like you're doing as much as you should. And for that reason, you end up quitting. Number 2 now is a simple fact that you dread your workouts. Every time you think about going to the gym and going through the routine you typically have, you just get the ick. You just feel like you don't want to do it. If that is the feeling that you have, then the easy and simple thing you have to do is switch things up. If there is something you don't like doing and it feels like a chore, almost every single time, unless someone's there to make you do it, like your mom or your boss, you're probably not going to do it. You're going to eventually just like slowly but surely, gradually stop going and just stop doing the thing because nobody likes doing chores. Unless it's something that's very necessary, like washing the dishes or cleaning your house. Something like the gym, because it's technically a luxury, it's something extra you can do, even though it's very good. It's something that you can easily kind of keep pushing to the back until you just stop doing it and your life can technically go on. However, you need to try and get rid of that sort of mindset where you hate the thing. So regardless of where you may have got this routine from, like it could be Arnold Schwarzenegger's routine or made by someone that's really, really famous, that's really good at fitness. The problem is if it isn't fitting your lifestyle right now, you need to change it. So if this is the case for you, you need to create a routine that is still productive, but also enjoyable for you. So you actually, when you think of the workout, you actually feel happy. If you end your work day or you wake up in the morning, you feel dread because you know you've got gym next. This isn't the workout for you. You need to find one that you actually do love or at least like. You know what I mean? You may not love it to death, but if you at least enjoy it at times, then that's a winning streak. Because at the end of the day, rule number 1 is making sure you actually show up. And the next tip now, it could simply be that maybe you are forgetting your why. Start thinking about why did you even start going to the gym in the first place? Like, was there a specific reason why you started? Because if you're just going just because a friend goes and you're just going to maybe tag along and just kind of hang out, that kind of mindset really is kind of wishy-washy because you're not really having a real driven goal. And that being said, the goal doesn't have to be something monumental like, you know, training for a marathon. It can literally be something as small as I want to slightly get healthier. I want to fit better in my clothes. I want to be able to keep up with my kids. Or even something more related to the men out there is I want to look more attractive. Any of those can be a great motivator to make sure you stick with what you're doing. So I definitely recommend refocusing your viewpoint on why did you start and what can I do to get myself back to that? And this reason now is probably the most common for, I'm going to say most people I've at least dealt with that have found that they always start and stop. And it is simply because they feel like they're spinning their wheels and not seeing progress. And for that reason, they feel like all the hours they're spending in the gym is basically becoming wasted because they're not seeing the progress that they expected or would like. And in this circumstance, I often find that it's because they're only focusing on the big goals they may have. For example, a goal that could be a year away, like I'm skinny fat right now, but I want to look muscular. And because they're not muscular within like a month or 2 months, they just kind of feel like I'm not getting there quick enough. So what's the point? So in essence, they're only really focusing or waiting on the big changes. And they're ignoring all the small wins throughout this journey. There are many little things that you can make that's specific to you that can help you keep ticking along. Because as you start picking up these small wins, those little small wins will help you follow the yellow brick road and then eventually lead up to the big win. So it's one of those things that you can't just solely focus on one huge win. You need to set multiple milestones and goals, small goals, medium goals, and long-term goals. And the last one now I'm going to say is you find it boring. Like if your main goal is building muscle and losing fat, The best and most optimal ways to do that are quite boring, because following a good structured weightlifting program requires you to follow it for like months on end and just gradually progress with the weights. You don't change them every single workout session, because you really need to kind of lock in and focus on the main key exercises you've probably been recommended and really nail them and gradually get stronger with them. And with that journey, you're likely to see improvements. However, if you're someone that's a little bit more impulsive, and that literally sounds like the most boring thing on earth, do what I mentioned earlier in the video and try and create a routine that has a little bit more enjoyment in it. And this one now is underrated, but it's more, I'm going to say, geared towards probably the younger kind of newbies out there. And that is simply, you are comparing yourself to specifically new social media lifters that are like, they show in their transformation videos, and within like about 3 months, they look like a stick, and then they go from that to looking super muscular. Something you're going to have to accept is you can't believe everything on social media. Sometimes they lie about the timelines, or even worse so, sometimes they're using enhancements to make these transformations so dramatic and so fast. You can't compare yourself to other people, because your chapter 1 is way different to someone else's chapter 20 or 30, because they're probably way down the rabbit hole before you. Even if you start with a friend right now and your friend happens to make more progress than you, you can't dwell on that too much, because you are different people. The only thing you can do is nail as much things as you can in relation to things you can change. But anyways, people, if you need help with this journey because you're struggling that bad, feel free to click the link down below and reach out to me. I can help you with my coaching, or I can just create you a personalized training plan based on whatever specific needs you may have. Anyways, people, I'll see you guys in the next video.